off a dig.
Oh, let me wait till that guy finished crossing the road with his dog.
Yeah.
I don't want to run him over.
Let him get by.
Wheel spin? Yeah.
What the? Oh my God. Whoa. Holy shit, that fucking turbo, when that comes on with a wallop. Here's another one, man. I don't know if you guys remember my buddy Chris. What's up, Chris? Chris had the Caterham and the AMG GLA 45 on my channel, and this is his new car, the BMW M2 Competition. Stupid, really nice car, man. This is like one of the best driver cars out there right now. And Chris, man, tell us about your new car, bro.
So, after the AMG and the Caterham, it was kind of a nightmare owning two cars. Don't believe what anyone tells you. I miss driving a standard car every day, a manual sports car, rear-wheel drive, and so I was looking for something made in the last 5 years with a manual, rear-wheel drive. It's just a nice driver's car I can drive every single day. And it came down to a few options, but I've never owned a BMW other than the Mini Cooper S. And so,
which is basically a BMW.
Yeah, I mean, basically. So the M2 was a car I always liked. I actually bought the AMG instead of an M2 originally, and I found myself coming back to an M2. So that's how I ended up with this guy.
There you go. And tell us about the differences between the Competition and the regular M2, because I know there's quite a big difference, right?
Yeah, so a lot of people ask me why I didn't buy the M2, the base one, because it's significantly cheaper on the used market right now. I really wanted the S55 motor that this comes with. The base M2 comes with the N55 motor, which is the twin scroll turbo. This is the twin turbo on it. I want more power. I wanted to start at a higher level for tuning if I decide to go that route. This motor takes tuning better with the closed deck system versus the open deck system in the N55, as far as the way the coolant flows through the block. So that's kind of why I went with this one. I also love the seats. Like that was a big thing for me. I love the seats in this car much more than the base one. And as far as people saying with the different exhaust sounds, how the M2 sounds much better, honestly, to me it doesn't sound much different. I have no problem with this car as far as the way
definitely sounds good though, man. And it's got like a little burble already in there. And one of the few things, do you know if the regular M2 has the same fenders as these? Because these look like they're factory flared.
I believe they do from the factory. I know most of the aesthetical difference between the M2 and the M2C is going to be the front bumper is slightly different. I know that. But as far as like the body, I'm fairly certain it's the same.
It's the same.
Sure
but the biggest difference is the S55 motor.
Yeah, that's going to be the major difference between the two cars.
All right, well, Chris, can we take a peek under the hood so that we can see this beautiful S55? So, guys, I don't know a lot about BMW codes, but definitely the S motor I've heard about. This S55 is probably the newest, and instead of a twin scroll, this is a twin scroll single. This is a twin turbo. And look at that. And I love the carbon, like, stress bar, man, and it goes all the way from the shock tower to the front of the hood. I mean, that's some real bracing right there. And what are we at the gate? 400 plus?
Yeah, 410 horsepower, like right around the same amount of torque. 405, I think the exact number is
405. And this car is about what, 3,200?
No, it's actually heavier than that. It's about 35, 36-ish.
35, 36, but 400's a lot, man. Holy cow. This is a beautiful car. Love the arrow on the side mirror. And that motor is just it's quiet, man. Until you get on it. And really cool shot of the motor here, of course, with the M. Now, the only thing with this is, like, the GLA 45 had a person signed the motor.
Yeah, of course, the person that hand built it.
Yeah, the person that hand built that motor. They don't do that on the M car, do they?
Not to my knowledge.
So, +1 on the GLA 45. And that was the most powerful 4-cylinder, man, right now, right?
Yeah.
That GLA 45. So here we go. Thank you, Chris, for opening the hood. I'm just going to open your passenger door, take a quick peek. Oh, it's locked.
There you go.
There you go. We're going to go and take a quick peek in the interior. And I love how the glass will slide down just a little bit to clear the pillars. It's really cool. 6-speed manual. Oh, and he's got the Valentine freaking radar detector. That's beautiful. Look at these seats, guys. Look at that. And I love the turquoise stitching. Hey. So I'm filming this right after Cars and Coffee. So there's a lot of cars out today bugging out. And look at this, man. No plates yet. Carbon wing and the M2 Competition badge, man. Really clean. I love the fender flares on there, these factory fender flares, man. And we have this is gonna be cool because Chris is gonna give me a ride along on this car. So pretty much here you go, the M2 Competition. I'm gonna stop this video and then I'm gonna add the ride along video. All right, guys, here is the ride along video. Let me jump in here. See, this is why I wear sweats all the time, so I don't scratch no leather in the really nice cars like this one. Look at that. Solid European shutting doors. All right. Look at that. Got the screen. Holy cow, it already shows what's behind us. And it's got markers. Motherfucker. Sorry. And look, check this out, guys. Look at the stripe on the seatbelt. Dude, that's so posh, man. M seatbelts. All right, Chris.
Not as crazy as the Caterham ride
Right.
along.
Okay. No problem, man.
No, it's not the same type of car, you know?
It's a different car. But you know, the Caterham, you didn't even really have to go fast and it felt fast because you were like out like a motorcycle.
Yeah.
This one is like, oh man, water, really?
It's all good.
I love that BMW, like, oh, you hear the little bops and bangs in the back?
Yeah, factory exhaust.
So while we're driving along, what's your future mods coming for this car?
So originally I planned stage 2, do a downpipe intake and all that kind of thing, similar to what my MG had. And then as I waited and kind of like thought about it, I was like, oh, maybe I'll just do a stage 1. I don't want to be the craziness and break downpipes like my MG was doing. And then I got the car and drove it and I was like, you know what, maybe a cat back and some different filters will be fine. Because even though I was an instructor for 2 years, I can handle the power. I like having a lot of power. This car is just ridiculous as it is, and honestly, it doesn't really need much. A lot of the time, it's hard to even use a lot of that power and have fun in the car. I noticed that with my AMG, and I didn't want to go down that route again.
So basically, exhaust filters. Are you actually gonna tune as well, or no tune?
I'm gonna get a tuning. I'm gonna get a flash, like probably a boot mode, just because. I don't like the injected engine noise, so they put engine noise in through the speakers.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And that bothers me, so
I'm wondering why. It sounds so good, like as you can hear it right now. I mean, I don't think you need to inject any more noise into here, but hey.
That's what the new cars do nowadays, so.
There we go. Oh, this thing's, I can already feel it's got some
sauce.
Yeah, some sauce. Holy cow. Oh, yeah. Oh, Jesus. Did that just step out on us? Holy cow. That is beautiful, man. And that was like a quarter of gas.
Gear, like
little second gear pulling. It's already pulling out, man.
See if we can find some open road up here.
Hey, Chris, thank you for letting me do the ride along, man. Chris always lets me ride in his cars, and it just makes it more fun for the video. Feels like, you know, you're actually in driving when you're watching the video. So we're gonna take a quick little ride, not Mexico per se, but just a little jaunt, little couple of pulls. That sounds so good, man. Did that rev match on its own?
Yeah, it has.
Oh, nice.
At first I was a little bit weirded out because obviously I'm a driver. Like, I like to do it myself, but after driving it for a while, like, I love it. Like, I couldn't get rid of the auto
rev match.
It's so nice.
It's just on point. Like, it knows when you need it.
Look, like, I love manual cars. I love doing everything myself, but the computer is designed to do it better than me, and I'm fine with that.
True that. That's why I like the Acura NSX, the new one, because a lot of it is definitely done for you by the computer. And I'm not a good driver like Chris is, man. I'm no instructor, so I think that's one of the things why I like a lot of computer aids, especially when you've got power like this, man. Like, you know, 400's not, you know, that's big boy power right there.
Yeah, I mean, especially in a car with the wheelbase as short as this.
I want to crack your window a little bit.
Okay.
Oh, look at that. Smooth. Oh, you got a Harman Kardon? Look at that. A little Harman Kardon tweeter. Oh! Woo! Holy cow, this pulls hard, bro.
Yeah.
I think this pulls harder than the AMG.
Yeah, probably.
I feel like the 6 definitely gives more torque than the 4.
Yeah.
I can definitely feel that. That second gear comes on with a wallop. And those turbos spool fast, right? They're up on low-end grunt.
Yeah, it has a pretty good mid-range. I don't really have any issues with it. There's nothing I can complain about with the car. Everything feels good to me, so.
And definitely, this is the driver's car. I mean, a lot of people prefer the M2 over the 3 and the 4.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. People ask me all the time, why didn't you buy a 4? And my answer is always, I'm always kind of confused because, like, if I want a 2-door car, why do I want an elongated 2-door? I want a small 2-door car. So why people buy the M4 is beyond me. I mean, people love that car, but with a car that long, it should be a sedan. It's kind of silly when a lot of the luxury automakers make like the M4, M6, the M8, like those really big 2-doors. It's just strange to me. I never understood it. People like it though, so, you know.
It's more like that Grand Tourer big coupe is what they do. Wow, this thing handles great,
you know,
man.
I come from the Lotus background, so I like small, as small as I can get.
Hey, no oh shit handle, Chris?
No, you don't get one. They expect you to be able to handle your body in this car.
Oh, God. Well, definitely. Oh, shit. That shit feels so good, man.
Yeah, see if we can find a road. Maybe we can do a first gear pull. Oh.
And he's got the Valentine one. That's like one of the best radar detectors out, man. I love that. It's got the directional, tells you where the cop is. Pretty freaking cool, man.
Tells me where the cop is or tells me where the Teslas are because they set it off.
I can't believe that they do set that off. That's a lot of that frequency, I guess, that comes out of their LiDAR affects your kids. Because I think cops use LiDAR and that detects LiDAR.
Yeah, some cars that have like radar, lane keep assist, or, you know, stuff like that will set it off.
Always emitting some type of frequency. Oh, wow. Dude, this car handles nice. Woo! Snickety snick. Oh, shit. That shit is badass. What? We were like already triple digits there. Holy shit, that was fun, man. Let me tell you guys, out of anyone being in the car, you'd want to be with Chris. He's a really good driver, man. And man, I've been in a bunch of cars when he drove, and let me tell you, he's got some nice toys, and he definitely can handle these these cars, man, I would actually be afraid to drive this car pretty quick. You know, this is a big boy car as far as power wise.
Let's do a U-turn. This is a nice straight run. I'm over here with no plate. I'm gonna do a pull, and a cop's gonna pull right up on me. I don't have a plate.
Let's not go too crazy. I don't want you getting pulled over.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We gotta go crazy. This is my last weekend in Vegas.
I know, man. Chris is leaving us. He's going to Wisconsin. I've known Chris for about 6 years now. Actually, the first person I met when I moved here, man, we met at Speed Vegas when he still had... I don't know if I have the Mini on video.
No.
Not on full video, but I have a couple when Chris owned the Mini, and his Mini was really nice, man. Like Momo steering wheel, sparkle wheels. It was a pretty tight Mini with a supercharged Mini. It was really nice, and Chris just kept moving up from the Mini to the Lotus, and then from the Lotus to the AMG and the Caterham at the same time. Right. Oh, off a dig.
Let me wait till that guy finished crossing the road with his dog.
Yeah.
I don't want to run him over.
Let him get by.
Wheel spin? Yeah.
What the? Oh my God. Whoa. Holy shit. That fucking turbo, when that comes on with a wallop. Whoa. That's pretty scary, man, when you get up to that speed. It really comes on fast. Like, you have to know your depth perception pretty well on that. I won't have that problem because my Honda ain't fast.
It's okay, one day NSX.
Man, I don't know about that. But I would just be happy with a swap or a Type R one of these days. I think that's, you know, my ultimate end game is to get a Type R. I mean, unless I can afford like a M2. But the way the prices are going with a Type R, I might as well get an M2.
I mean,
you know?
I'm not wrong about that, but you gotta, you know, since I was a kid, I wanted a Lotus Elise, and I worked myself up to it, and eventually I was able to get one. So you gotta have those dream cars.
Yeah.
Definitely they're attainable as long as you kind of work for it, you know.
Gotta strive for that goal, right?
I've been lucky enough to have owned pretty much all the cars I've wanted to own, the dream cars that I kind of had through my 20s and everything, and since I was a kid, so.
But so far, out of all the cars, this is your favorite, right?
This is by far my favorite car, yeah. Like, again, I've owned, the AMG was great. I loved that car. The Elise, of course, was my dream car since I was a kid, and I loved that car. And the Caterham, of course, is the pinnacle of Lotus driving, so I absolutely adored that car too. But all those kind of unique cars come with their own issues, and eventually it just wasn't worth it. And I started to find out what I actually wanted and liked in a car over these last several years, and really this car fits me very well, I think. And so far it's been my favorite car I've driven. Even all of the supercars, I've driven 488s, GT3s, I've driven NSXs, GTRs, R8s, Huracans. I've kind of driven a lot of things on track, but I absolutely adore this car. So
it is definitely a nice car, man. It rides, it's perfect, man. It's got comfort, speed, handling. I mean, it's definitely a driver's car. I think that's why a lot of people prefer this M2 over the M3 and the M4. It's definitely a track capable car too. Very nice, Chris. Thank you for wasting major gas money on that ride. How is this, by the way, in gas? When you're on it, right?
So I drive in Sport Plus mode mostly after it's warmed up, because you have to. I mean, that's where the fun is at. The tank is about 11 gallons, I believe, and I get maybe 18 on average. So maybe I do like 220 miles a tank, and that's it.
Wow.
So it's a little bit rough, but
hey man, it's got to. Not every car has a little downside, and I'll take that any day over what you get. You know, this thing's freaking insanely
yeah,
good.
for sure. I mean, there's not a lot to complain about with this car. The couple gripes I have are small. Like, I don't like the engine sound being injected into the cabin. That's one of the things I don't like. The other thing I don't like, and even though this is a driver's car, it's something to consider, maybe if it's just me with small feet, but compared to my Lotus, compared to the Caterham, the brake and gas on this car are so far away from each other, I feel like I have to adjust my foot every time I swap. And that's just kind of, it's a little bit annoying, but it's not a deal breaker for me. I have like I'm a 9 foot, so I don't know if it's just because of my foot being on the small side. To me, I consider that average. But it's a little bit uncomfortable having to move my heel around sometimes when I'm driving the car. But other than that, I don't really have any complaints about it.
Those are minor.
Yeah.
I mean, do you heel and tow a lot?
I don't have to in this car.
Oh,
it's
okay.
auto match.
It's auto match. So that's what it does. The auto match really, takes care of the heel and toe part. Okay.
Yeah, I can turn it off, but like I said, I'm a driver. I love manual cars, but I'm willing to admit when a computer does everything better than me.
Right.
And on the track, you want all the assistance you can get. The least amount of things you do, the more awareness you have to be able to drive the car. So
nice. Wow, that was a fun ride, man. That was about $15 of gas right there. Wow, this thing comes on with a wallop, bro. I pretty much can say this will take a lot of V8s out easily. Like, easily. I would definitely Scat Pack is no match. I would definitely think you'd give a Hellcat a run for its money. Definitely. This thing, it comes on hard. Wow. Chris, thank you so much, man. That was fun. I enjoyed that. And Cars and Coffee ended early today. They have another cruise that they're doing. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. And definitely subscribe if you haven't yet already. And thank you guys. Have a great day. And keep driving and smiling.